Hello, mates. If I'm not punching a Joe in the face or wrestling a crook, I'm listening to Jacob and James on the Go podcast. It's the best podcast down under. Crikey. A koala bear just took me lunch. I gotta go beat him with a didgeridoo. Catch you later.
From the land of the rising sun, Jacob and James a podcast, very good. Listen all time. Pedordina Kozira.
I love Jacob and James on the Go podcast because I can like listen to it in the car or at home or like on the go. It's just super easy. You know what I mean? They're Jacob and James on the go every day. Those gentlemen are the best. They're snappy, well dressed. They're Jacob and James, and they've got lots to say. They're there for you morning and night. Those gentlemen are alright. They're Jacob and James. Oh, they're Jacob and James.
Would you look at that, James? We have some fans out there.
Oh yeah, we got plenty. We got plenty of them. I love to hear it.
Yeah.
Love to hear it.
I got a bunch of emails throughout the week, so I decided to put them together in a montage.
Nice.
I thought you would appreciate that.
That's great stuff, man.
Yeah.
Great stuff.
Yeah. So before we get into today's show, we have to issue an apology.
Yep.
We kind of reported on the wrong death of the wrong person. I think was the last episode or the episode before that. I can't quite remember.
It was probably one. I don't know.
Yeah, but we had originally stated the voice actress for Marge Simpson had passed away. Mm-hmm. We thought it was the American voice actress. Turns out it was the Latin American voice actress, James.
Which I did not know that. That was crazy.
Yeah. Nancy McKenzie is the actress's name, and she died at 81, which is where your 91 came from.
No, well, I'll let you finish with that, but I know where the 91 part came from.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
That's all I really had. I just wanted to put that retraction out there.
Which I'm glad you did, because I clearly did not read that correctly. And the 91 came from Willie Mays, the baseball player who passed away.
Oh.
So that's why I got it mixed up. I was like, that's why I shot that number out, 91.
You're right, because it was like the same week.
Yeah, it's the same week.
Yeah.
So that's what happened there.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, well, I was wondering where the 91 came from, because the American one is like 77 and still
70.
very much alive.
Yep.
Let's just put that out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to state that up top. We are very sorry, and we hope we didn't offend anybody who heard that. Mm-hmm. Probably not, but still, you gotta put it out there.
I mean, it's good to always correct yourself. If you did something wrong or said something wrong, it's good to just correct yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of people don't do that.
No, right? We got to own up to our mistakes around here. So, apologies aside, my next thing I have to tell you about, James, is have you heard of the show called Mountain Monsters?
Is it on? It's like a BBC show.
No, it's maybe like a History Channel show.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
or
the Discovery Channel. Yeah,
like
History or Discovery Channel. But right now, all 6 seasons, or not all. I think there's like 8 or 9, but 6 seasons of it is on HBO Max. And this show, James, consists of 6 mountain dudes. Like West Virginian hillbillies, straight hillbillies. Like they call themselves hillbillies. It's not a attack against them. They are hillbillies.
Wow.
And
I guess it's okay if you call yourself a redneck, right?
Yeah. And every week they go and they hunt cryptids. So they hunt a Sasquatch, they hunt a devil dog, they hunt all these like crazy beasts that live up in the Appalachian Mountains, between Ohio and West Virginia and like all the little, the backwoods areas. Yeah. Every week they go hunt these things, and they have like a researcher, and they have like a security guy, and they have the guy who makes the traps, because like every episode is like, oh, we're hunting down this thing, and it's killing all the coyotes in the area, and we're gonna set a trap, and we're gonna find them. And
do you have a trailer for it or something?
I can pull it up for you.
Yeah, because I can't envision it in my mind. And you said this is like a Discovery Channel show?
Yeah.
It has to be a Discovery Channel show. I can't imagine you see this anywhere else.
Okay, here's one.
Okay.
Generations, the Appalachian Mountains have had more sightings of mysterious creatures than anywhere else in the United States.
Let's go get this for a little bit.
Now, a band of hardcore hunters and trappers
What do we do there?
is out to solve the biggest mystery of them all, Bigfoot.
I'm gonna tell you right now, them with torches, that's an immediate turn off right now. Them watching them with torches, that is not gonna work for me.
Look, man, there's just some good old boys who hunt monsters.
I hear you, but your black ass may not be. My black ass is not gonna be nowhere near none of that stuff. Seeing them with torches in backwoods, that ain't exactly something that you want to be seeing on a TV show.
I mean,
I'm good.
Let me tell you, every episode is the same with these guys. They're like,
I
"Oh,
believe
we
it.
heard about this monster in this area," and then they go like interview some guy in the area, and and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, it was this thing. I never seen anything like it before in my life." And then they go interview like the second guy, and the guy's like, "I've never seen anything like it before in my life." And
They're like Duck Dynasty almost. Kind of
it's like Duck Dynasty if it was Duck Dynasty with professional wrestling. Because I've seen someone describe this as professional wrestling for cryptids, because obviously
Everything's scripted.
no, that's the thing. It's a reality show, but everything they do is unscripted. It's just six guys playing in the woods, pretending to find monsters. I mean, I guess like I suppose some of the stuff is scripted, because like I think season 3 or 4 they introduce like a rogue team of cryptid hunters that come and kidnap like half the guys, and then they got to run after them and find them.
Yeah, that's definitely scripted.
It's
That's definitely.
it's so kind of silly in a way, because it's like you watch this show and then they're like, we're fighting this thing. That in one episode they actually trapped like what's known as the devil dog. Apparently there was like 8 of them because it was a pack, and they trapped like 3 of them in a box, and the episode just ends. They're like, all right, well, we got 3 of them. We didn't get the leader, but we got the 3, and we're gonna send them into the authorities or whatever. And then the episode just ends. Like they never show you the devil dogs or anything.
I think the bigger question is, how did you stumble upon this show? How did you just...
Khadijah had sent me like a TikTok or something of someone talking about the show, and then I discovered it, and I was like, well, I'm gonna use this for content, because that's all we do. We just share content.
And you said the bear comes out when now? So we can find so we can...
The bear comes out very soon, James.
There we go. I was like, I just want to know, so when does the bear come out again?
By the time this episode releases, the bear will be out on television. But
yeah, there we go.
Look, if Khadijah gets to watch true crime in the background, I get to watch 6 grown men pretend to fight Sasquatch. Okay,
Hey, man, I hear you, man.
There was an episode I saw yesterday where one of the guys, like, they were looking for the Ohio Grassman, which is like Sasquatch but taller and bigger. And this guy was like making a pitfall trap for the Sasquatch, and they show like up in the hills someone walking through the woods, and it's supposed to be the Ohio Grassman guy.
Yeah,
and you can just tell it's just a guy.
yeah.
They sent a PA up there to like walk through the woods. And it's just
this definitely kind of gives me kind of Duck Dynasty vibes. When I saw it, I was like, yeah, I can see that.
It's definitely not like I'm gonna watch the whole series.
Yeah,
but it was intriguing enough to watch for this segment.
they'll have some moments where it kind of stands off more than others.
And there's a character on the show called Bill, Wild Bill.
Mm-hmm.
And he sounds straight up like Boomhauer from King of the Hill. Like he talks kind of like how Boomhauer does. And even though I can hear the words he's saying, they don't sound like he's saying them like in a straight sentence.
Yeah, because it sounds very Boomhauer.
Yeah, you can. He's a little bit more clear than Boomhauer would be, but I mean,
come on, man,
it's Boomhauer, straight up Boom. And he almost fell in the pitfall trap too. The episode where they had the pitfall trap.
It's like Three Stooges.
It
sounds very Three Stooges esque.
It's a trip. I'm overhyping it because really it's not that much more interesting than
whatever.
But
yeah, I can believe you. But hey,
yeah.
I mean, hey, it's something that you saw, and hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. That's what we're here.
Nothing wrong with that.
I love James Dane podcast. You know James Dane podcast don't go anywhere down the place. You know James Dane podcast don't go home. Just in the car, in the prison. You wouldn't go in there, grandma's house, mistress's house. You know James Dane podcast anywhere, man. It's the best dang podcast you ever gonna listen to. I don't care what no one says. It's a good podcast. Go Astros. Yeah.
So my next story, James, is Amazon MGM lands zombie package. I used to eat brains, now we eat kale, from Ryan Gosling's general admission. So I guess that's Ryan Gosling's like production company. Yeah. But it's a short story written by these twins, and it's about the post-apocalypse where former zombies are struggling to like reintegrate with regular society. So I suppose it's zombies going vegan to be with humans. And honestly, I wish I looked for more information on this. I even looked for the short story. I can't find the short story anywhere. And everything I look up is just about Ryan Gosling being a part of this.
Obviously, because he's the biggest star.
Yeah. So I can't tell you too much more information. I just know Ryan Gosling is going to be doing a zombie show or something. But it kind of brings up the question of, is this too little too late? Because zombies have been done and gone with, I feel like. I mean, we have like a zombie thing come out about every year. We have 2 or 3 zombie movies.
Zombie Land.
But the real zombie hype has really kind of died down, right? Like Walking Dead was the height of it. And even then, Walking Dead is kind of going down as well. They have the spinoff shows, but you don't really hear people talking about it like they did the main series.
I mean, it only takes one. It only takes one thing to kind of hype it back up again.
That is very true.
I mean, I think the bigger question, which I thought you was getting to, is it a little bit too late for Ryan Gosling? Because
I don't think so.
Fall Guy, while it was a good movie, I did enjoy it. Obviously, they did not project that was going to be as low as it was going to do, and it was supposed to start. It was supposed to kick off the summer. Ryan Gosling just came off Barbie, so he's a big star now. Everyone thought, okay, this guy got nominated for an Oscar, so everyone thought that, hey, this is it.
But the thing is, he's been a big star. Like, you look at his filmography, James. He's done several movies.
Yeah, I'm talking about top level, beyond what the expectations were supposed to be. Like, he's done movies, yes, no doubt. But I'm talking about movies where, okay, that's the movie. That you put a stamp on it, that's him.
Wouldn't that be Drive?
Nah.
Drive was one of his biggest films.
But that's more of an indie movie.
La La Land. La La Land was a huge movie for him.
Which movie?
La La Land.
La La Land more so than Drive. Because Drive, I guarantee you, 98% of the people that don't know who Ryan Gosling is, they'll either get him mixed up with A Drive Angry with Nicolas Cage and Amber Heard.
I don't think so. I never think about that movie at all.
I don't know.
I've heard of Drive more than I've heard of Drive Angry.
I don't know how many people heard of Drive. Like
Really?
I'm telling you, I'm just telling you facts. I'm telling you, Ryan Gosling Hollywood's been telling us he's supposed to be the guy for I don't know how long, and it has not turned out to be that way. Now, he did good in Barbie. Fall Guy was not the success they wanted, but it was still a good film. Blade Runner 2049 was a very underrated film, but it didn't do what they wanted it to do.
Right.
What's another freaking movie that was like this? Like First Man, another movie about him going into space as a biography.
I get that one.
That didn't work. It's like, and I thought First Man was better. I thought First Man was better than that crap that Brad Pitt put out. The other astronaut movie that came out the same year. And that movie was awful. So it's just like, hopefully this movie, I don't know if it's going to be a TV show or a movie, about a zombie, but it would be cool to see him in another comedy again. Because I really do think he has good comedy chops. After seeing him in Barbie.
Yeah.
He has and then after seeing him in Fall Guy, I really think he has a lot of good comedy chops.
Yeah.
So I will watch it. I don't know, Amazon, but yeah, but I'll definitely check it out. Hopefully, Amazon needs to win. That's for sure. They definitely need them a good win with this. So yeah, that'd be cool.
I think it could work, but I just don't know about the zombie genre in general. I think Ryan Gosling is fine as an actor. I don't think he's really worried about too much.
No, he's always been. in that little middle pack, and he's cool with that.
Yeah.
You've got mail.
Before we get to the trailers, I wanna address some emails that we got from Zach. Because
Okay.
Zach's been emailing us and we've just forgotten the answer.
Yeah.
Sorry, Zach. But so the first email he sent was, what would your Teen Titans lineup be for the DCU? So James Gunn has stated in the past that he really likes Young Justice. So Zach he says, I think the team will be a combination of old Teen Titan members and Young Justice members. That's Zach's opinion.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see that.
What's your take on it?
Most likely, just adapt to the cartoon. It'll be the most easiest one. You got Robin, and you're gonna do Batman Brave and the Bold, so you can use Damian, and then you could probably bring in Nightwing because you say James Gunn said he wants to introduce the Bat Family, so I'm pretty sure that's gonna be in the mix. And you use Batgirl, pretty much like what Young Justice did.
Do you have Nightwing and not Robin?
I mean,
Just in the Titans.
well, in Young Justice, in the Batman movies, the cartoon movies anyway, the little animated movies that they had, Nightwing was like the leader of the group, and Damian was joining up. You had Raven, Beast Boy.
Yeah.
You didn't have Cyborg. I forgot who else you had a part of that group. Starfire wasn't part of that group yet. Yeah, so I mean, I could see that. I mean, you could use both. You can use Nightwing and Damian if you want to. You know, that'll be a cool lineup. You know, that'll be another way to introduce the Bat Family, because I don't see him introducing it in just one movie. 'Cause that's a lot. That's a lot to throw at you. In the first James Gunn era of the Batman movie, you throwing in Nightwing, Batgirl, Robin, Damian. That's a lot.
I don't see them putting Cyborg in there.
No.
Because Cyborg is now like a mainstay Justice League member.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I don't see them using Cyborg. I can see the Nightwing.
I could definitely see that.
I can see Beast Boy.
Yep.
Potentially Tara. They could just put Tara in there.
Yeah,
And
they could do that. Yeah.
substitute her for like Raven or
Mhm.
Starfire. Or maybe you make the movie about them finding Starfire. Because Starfire is from space,
Yeah, she's
right?
from space,
Like, you can implement that plot a little bit.
Yep.
Who else is Aqualad?
Aqualad, yeah, that'd be cool to introduce him. You may introduce Aquaman if you want.
Yeah, you could, or Kid Flash. You could have Kid Flash in there.
Kid Flash, yeah.
I feel like Kid Flash would be a good way to go, and also kind of like the beginnings of them resetting their Flash,
Mhm.
right? Maybe we get an actual appropriate Flash movie.
And we know James Gunn, he likes to use the obscure characters. So he barely ever follows in line with the normal people. So in Teen Titans, he'll introduce characters that you never would have thought. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, I can see this. But
Yeah,
maybe,
I mean, at most you're gonna get a Robin or a Nightwing.
you're definitely gonna get that. That's definitely coming. But yeah, I could see that.
I mean, I think outside of Robin or Nightwing, anybody's kind of game,
Mhm.
right? I don't think you're gonna go with the Teen Titans, the original cartoon lineup.
Yeah.
He probably will mix it up with like the original members and then maybe some of the Young Justice stuff. But the Young Justice members, like, they've expanded so much.
Yeah, they
too. Like that show has expanded so much since it originally aired, like,
This
I
was
don't
a
know,
good
a
show.
decade ago. Yeah,
I
it is.
really did like that show.
It is. The first 2 seasons were great. I still haven't seen the season 3 or 4 because that's when I think HBO Max picked it back up.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And they kind of spread the episodes out a lot.
Yeah,
So
Blue Beetle. You could potentially put Blue Beetle on the Teen Titans group because I think James Gunn wants to reuse.
yeah, he wants to do it.
that guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's a good place for that actor and that character to fit.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to give him something to do, yeah, put him in Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually would make a lot of sense.
Right. Because I mean, I remember he stated like he wants to reuse that character.
True.
Or reuse that actor and that character. I think.
No, you're right.
Yeah. And then his latest question, he's asking about Star Wars. So he says, I know Star Wars is like kind of a hot topic right now, so I wanted to see what you guys think of what you guys think of my quick fix. Oh, I thought he wanted our opinion on a quick fix. So his idea of a quick fix is get Kathleen Kennedy a nice retirement and get her out, make a new timeline way in the future, nothing to do with Skywalkers, which I agree. Get away from the Skywalkers.
I think we've all been saying that.
Yeah, get the hell away from Skywalkers. Promote Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau and give them free range no matter what characters and have them make up a 10-year plan to map out a new roadmap for Star Wars. I agree with the 10-year plan. I don't know about Dave Filoni being promoted. Jon Favreau, sure, because Jon Favreau is pretty good with things. He handled Mandalorian, but then Dave Filoni also handled The Acolyte.
I think so. I think so.
And I think he's behind some of these other like Star Wars shows that come out that aren't doing so great.
Yeah.
So I don't really know. I mean, I don't really know Dave Filoni's work outside of that.
Or how about they just go a totally different route?
Right. We didn't talk about it on air, but you mentioned just doing a kind of a clean reboot, almost of the Star Wars franchise. Just
a clean reboot. We've tried to do the whole going into the future. They tried to go away. Allegedly, they tried to go away from Skywalkers. That didn't work. Just do a complete reboot. That's all you have to do.
No, I mean, I agree with that. I get away from the Skywalkers for sure.
Yeah.
Doing it in the future, I'm fine with that. Doing it way in the past, I'm fine with that. I just get away from Skywalkers.
I mean, I wouldn't even do it way in the past. I mean, I was just okay.
Or you don't even have to establish a timeline.
Yeah,
you can just do a Star Wars.
Yeah, I mean, let the movies that you had in the 70s, let those movies breathe, let them go, and then you can move on to a new timeline, establish new characters.
Because you know what, you could just not mention the Empire or Vader or anything. It's technically they're in one galaxy.
Yeah,
you could just do it in a whole separate galaxy. I mean, space is huge. You can have a story set in a different area where Vader hasn't even been, or any of the villains that we know have been. You can still have your Sith, you can still have your Jedi, you can still have your bounty hunters, you can still have the same like species of characters.
Just as long as they don't try to connect it.
Just don't connect it.
Yeah, just don't connect it.
Mandalorian was great in the first season because it was away from all that stuff. Like, I mean, it hinted at Boba Fett and it hinted at the Empire, obviously, but for the most part, it was a pretty good standalone story, and it was like an adventure of the week, right? Like every week he's going to a new planet, and he's got this little Grogu, Baby Yoda thing that he's got to take care of.
Yeah, which was good. That was a good story.
Season 2 was pretty okay, but then that's when they added Ahsoka, and then to me, Ahsoka's introduction in that was kind of lackluster because they just made her seem really boring and dull, like as a character, and then. Of course, they had to shoehorn Luke Skywalker, and they had to shoehorn like Luke taking the little Baby Yoda to be an apprentice.
And it's usually how it goes with these movies. It's like, and that's the fallback. It's like you can say all this stuff, we can say all these different things, but at the end of the day, as long as they see dollars and they see people buying the merchandise, they're gonna keep doing the same thing that they've been doing.
Right?
They're hard headed. They're very hard headed company. And what do we know? Like I say, we're the ones that's throwing out opinions, that's smart opinions, but they're not going to listen to that because Star Wars fans don't deserve. I'm not going to say they don't deserve better, but you have two faculties of people that are arguing. You have the toxic fandom, and then you have logical people like Zach who are just trying to, make it better again, but also at the same time recognizing that there are things that are wrong with it. And as long as those two things cancel out each other, no one's ever going to listen to anybody.
Yeah.
And they're going to keep doing what they've been doing. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is.
Yeah, I agree. So, I mean, I haven't really, I don't really know what the Star Wars timeline is at this moment. I know Acolyte just came out, and I think maybe they have some other stuff kind of lined up.
Acolyte takes place like before everything, and I'm just like, okay, I'm good.
And I mean, at one point they were talking about doing the original, the Old Republic or something like that, And then I don't know what happened with that. I don't know if that's still happening. At one point, Ryan Johnson was going to get a trilogy, but that's kind of yes or no. It's not. Not sure about that. And then there's a Rey trilogy or another Rey movie coming out.
I'm pretty much sure that's not probably going to happen now.
Right. So everything's up in the air with them. But I agree. Just get away from the Skywalkers, do something new, and then I don't know, kind of make it your own for the next generation. And maybe also don't listen too much to the toxic people, because the toxic people are going to hate Star Wars no matter what, right?
But that's the thing, though, that they're not listening to the toxic people. They're not listening to either side.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the problem. It's like, and that's what they keep running into. So hopefully that answers your question, Zach.
Yeah, Zach.
On the Go Podcast
with Jacob and James.
It's freaking rad, brother.
Rad.
get Red One out of the way because I know what you really want to talk about.
Yeah.
So we'll do it from order of importance,
There
right?
you
So
go.
Red One, first movie up on deck, which is, what did you think of this trailer?
Well, originally I thought the movie was supposed to come out last year, but apparently not. I thought it has J.K. Simmons in there, Chris Evans, The Rock.
Yeah, it's The Rock's production company.
It's The Rock's, yeah, $7. It's his production company. I feel like this movie's been done before. I just don't. I saw someone's comment about it, and I was like, yeah, I think I have seen this before.
It reminded me of the Rise of the Guardians movie by DreamWorks,
Oh, okay.
mixed with a little bit of like kind of what Violent Night sort of established.
Yeah.
Like the changing up of the Santa lore. So basically, this movie is about Santa Claus getting, I guess, kidnapped the night before Christmas. So The Rock, being I suppose an elf of Santa's or something, has to go and enlist like the most naughtiest person in the world, who is Chris Evans' character, to go track down Santa Claus, who's J.K. Simmons, which I feel like in this movie is going to be a waste because he's going to be in the movie for like what, maybe 5 to 10 minutes.
Most likely.
I mean, you start the trailer off, he's not even bench pressing, or yeah, he is. He's bench pressing like a huge weight set.
Mm-hmm.
He's like super buff, or I mean, as buff as J.K. Simmons could be at his age. But clearly, this is a stronger like Santa. He seems like he could handle his own, and then he gets kidnapped. But
Just gets kidnapped, and it's like he's not gonna take up much screen time. Not when you have Chris Evans and The Rock.
no, I mean, of course, when you got The Rock and you're in charge of the movie, right?
Yeah.
So, I will admit, it looks fun. The trailer's got Abominable Snowman. It's got a talking polar bear. It's got Krampus. There's like a slap competition with Krampus going on. Chris Evans looks weird in this movie. Something with his face
hair.
looks very strange. I don't know. Like, his beard looks weird. His hair. I mean, the hair's a wig. I don't know if that beard's real or if it's like fake movie beard or CGI beard, for all I know. He just looks strange in this film. But it looks like a fun action movie. But it's one of those things where it's like, I'm just tired of seeing The Rock and stuff. So I think
that's what it is.
My initial reaction is like, oh, The Rock, why is he in this movie? And then I saw it was his production company. I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. But it does make me think of Violent Night a little bit, where it's like, oh, it's a Santa movie, but it's a different Santa movie, which is what this is. It's a Christmas Santa movie, but like different. It's action adventure. Santa was kidnapped. Really, I mean, the premise is what every Christmas movie is, where, we got to save Christmas the night before Christmas. We got to go do this. What I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit here was Chris Evans. You were mentioning Ryan Gosling kind of having trouble being like the movie star guy. Chris Evans, outside of Captain America, also has trouble being the movie star guy. Like, if you look at his filmography, outside of Captain America, he hasn't been in a whole lot of like huge hits himself.
Yep, and he's about to go 0-2 on Netflix because, his last movie he did on Netflix was Gray Man with Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, which he was a great villain in that film, though.
He's the only one that had fun in the film.
Yeah.
He's the only one that really truly had fun in that film.
I felt like that movie was weird because like all the characters went to school together. They're like, yeah, we were all in Harvard, and here now you're like secret agent spies. Like, what's the correlation with that? But
yeah, he really had fun in that movie. My thoughts on Red One was just, it is what it is. It's a good Christmas film.
Yeah, so I'm looking at Chris Evans' filmography. He was in a movie called Pain Hustlers, which I think came out recently, but I think that was a Netflix joint. Some movie called Ghosted, never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
The Gray Man, Lightyear, he was the voice of Buzz Lightyear.
Yep, that didn't do good.
No, people hated that. He was apparently in Don't Look Up, which that was a funny movie.
Yeah, that was a cameo.
He was a cameo in Free Guy.
Yep.
He was in Knives Out, which I remember him in Knives Out, but again, supporting character. He's not the main.
Mm-hmm.
Couple movies I don't recognize, Superpower Dogs. The last biggest movie he was in was Avengers Endgame in 2019.
It's looking like basically he can't carry a movie by himself.
And if you look at his filmography, Avengers Endgame, Captain Marvel, I think he cameoed or something in there. Avengers Infinity War, Spider-Man Homecoming, which is a cameo. And then he had some other movie in between, Civil War, which was called Gifted. Never heard of that one.
That flew by.
Right? And then cameo in Ant-Man, Avengers Age of Ultron. 2 movies between Avengers Age of Ultron and Winter Soldier. Again, never heard of these before we go. And playing it cool.
A lot of indie movies.
A lot of smaller roles. For The Dark World, he did a cameo in that one. Snowpiercer, he was in Snowpiercer, which Snowpiercer is a good movie.
It's an underrated film.
underrated, and also it didn't do so well in the box office at all, and people love to hate it. It's one of those movies that like it's good, but people just love to hate.
Yeah.
The Iceman, which looks like a crime movie, never seen that one. I think I remember hearing about this. And then you got Avengers and the first Captain America movie. Outside of that, you know, Scott Pilgrim, he was one of the ex-boyfriends. He was in that Push movie. He was in The Losers. But none of these are big films besides the Marvel roles.
He just needs a film that he can.
Oh, he was
call
Johnny
his
Storm
own.
too.
Yeah, Johnny Storm.
But even those two,
Supporting character. Like all his movies, for the most part, has all been supporting character. And I feel like I don't think Hollywood has really been pushing him as much anyway.
You're right.
So I think they probably it kind of felt like that's his little bar. That's his bar for him.
Yeah.
You know, he's kind of in that. He's not really in that Chris Hemsworth, because Chris Hemsworth, he's a double threat. You know, he can do action and he can do comedy.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, he can do both. Robert Downey Jr. can do both.
Yeah.
He can do action, comedy, drama. He's a triple threat. So he's not a one-trick pony. I think Chris Evans, when you look at him, and I know it may sound harsh, he's just a handsome guy. That's an actor.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what he is. I don't think he's a bad guy, of course. You know, I'm not saying that he's a bad person, but I'm just a regular guy.
Yeah. But you know what? Not to bash on Chris Evans too much. If you look at any of the Avengers filmographies, besides the Avengers movies, they've also all been in kind of like middle of the road movies. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. has probably been one of the bigger ones out of the group, and maybe Scarlett Johansson, but everybody else, if you look at their filmography, so not to just hate on Chris Evans in his film work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Chris Hemsworth. He also struggled. Mark Ruffalo didn't struggle. He struggled until a certain point in his career.
Yeah, and to be fair, when they were working on all these Marvel films, their contracts had them locked in for like 10 plus years, right? So sometimes they couldn't do a movie between Marvel films.
All they could do is just take the little small movies. They couldn't do big movies.
Yeah.
I think Robert Downey Jr. did The Judge, and that was ass.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, and then I think after that, he struggled.
Yeah.
So, it's not just him. You know, all of them struggle.
So, yeah, I just want to point that out.
Dr. Doolittle.
Oh, God.
That was awful.
Yeah. I heard about the dragon and the trumpet or whatever. And crazy. But
Bad.
moving away from Red One, dumb fun Christmas movie, whatever you want to look at it. Long Legs, which is from Neon, I think the company.
I think so. Yeah. I think it's Neon.
This one actually looks really interesting to me. Do you think it's a supernatural thing, or do you think it's more of a crime drama? It's obviously a crime drama.
It looks more like. I mean, it could be supernatural, but it looks like it's both. Well, what does it say the rating for it?
Like the rating of the movie?
Yeah,
it's definitely an R-rated movie.
Well, I mean, not the rating. What's the? Because sometimes it tells you what it is. It is a crime thriller, or sometimes they tell you it's like a horror or supernatural. Sometimes I forgot what the name of that is.
Horror thriller.
See, there we go. Yeah.
No supernatural. It's made to look like it's a supernatural movie because like she's hunting the serial killer, but there's like some satanic stuff to it, and she's having like weird visions throughout the film.
Yep.
Which it could either be maybe there is something like supernatural and satanic to it, or maybe it's just her having some kind of mental breakdown while chasing the serial killer.
I can see that.
But it's set in the 1990s. She's a new FBI agent, and she's trying to solve an unsolved case, and the serial killer is known as Long Legs. So that's where that's where the name comes from. But this trailer looked great.
Yeah, it looks good. I can't wait to watch this.
It looked very intriguing. I was surprised to see Nicolas Cage was a part of this.
Yeah, me too.
Which kind of almost turned me off because Nicolas Cage, like The Rock, is like, oh, okay, another one of his movies. Because Nicolas Cage is hit and miss.
He's always been hit and miss. His whole career's been like
true.
that.
Well, the whole theme of this episode is just actors who are just okay.
Yeah.
I really like the way this looks, and the trailer was cut very nicely. Like the way they did the trailer itself.
Well, that's Neon too. I mean, Neon is an underrated company too. I don't know who they're partnered with. I'm pretty sure they're partnered with either Universal or maybe Blumhouse or something like that. I don't know, but yeah, Neon has had some movies that look fantastic cinematography wise. So I'm not really surprised.
So you're interested in this?
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Nice. We got those two out the way.
Yep.
So the big one is Nosferatu.
Yep.
The Nosferatu remake trailer looks incredible. I'm not gonna lie. I seen this trailer, like, again, how it was cut very good. There's a specific shot in the trailer where it's like this big black hand coming over the city. Looks very old school. Something about it just looked real old school.
Well, let's go back, because if some people don't understand what Nosferatu is a 1922 black and white movie.
Yes.
And everyone has seen Nosferatu at some point in time in their life. You might not have seen the movie, but you've seen a certain person.
You know it by osmosis.
Yeah, you know it by osmosis, and you've seen it in every horror movie. Anytime there's a vampire movie, or anytime there's a, demon movie, there's always a part of Nosferatu in that movie, in whatever set movie that is. So it's like a vampire. Nosferatu is a synonym for vampire.
Yeah, he's the original vampire.
Yeah, he's the original.
He's Dracula, right?
Yeah, he's Dracula.
Yeah.
But this is a different story. Well, not a different story, but it's not like the regular Dracula that we know, like, blah,
Yeah.
all the sexy Dracula, he's coming to get his bride and all that. This is totally different.
Creepy vampire Dracula.
Yeah, this is creepy, very creepy, scary as hell. The one from 1922 was even more scary as hell. So, and then on top of that, you got one of my favorite directors. He directed probably three of the most underrated films in Lighthouse, Northman, and The Witch. 3 fantastic films. And I cannot wait to see what...
He did The Northman?
Yeah, he did The Northman too.
That was a really good movie.
That movie was so good. It was just so underrated. And it came and went. It came and went so fast. But that movie was so good. I love that movie. I can't wait to watch that.
This movie was announced in 2015.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
I remember when it was announced that they were trying to do that. And, Lighthouse was amazing. I love Lighthouse. Willem Dafoe, that whole cinematography. Robert Pattinson was great in it. There's 2 guys in a house, in a lighthouse. Willem Dafoe's driving Robert Pattinson's freaking crazy.
And a mermaid.
And also some other stuff going on. And man, I can't wait. I just can't wait to see this movie.
Oh yeah, this looks great. And I don't know, William Dafoe just pops up and stuff. It's just the weird roles he takes.
He's good in it though.
He is. He's great. He's great at being weird and creepy.
And you got Nicholas Hoult in there.
Nicholas Hoult, yeah, and weirdly enough, in another vampire film.
Yep. Robert Eggers. I'm sorry, I was stalling because I was trying to find his name. Yeah, Robert Eggers.
Yeah, Robert Eggers.
Love that guy, man. I'm a very, very big fan of him.
Oh, Bill Skarsgård is Orlok, Nosferatu in this. Bill Skarsgård is another guy. He just keeps popping up and stuff as well.
And isn't it crazy that the 2 guys that was in the running for Lex Luthor end up being in the same movie together?
It's crazy, but it's also not so crazy.
I was like, man, that's cool. That's cool to see. Cinematography looks great.
It looks great. Just
the cast looks good. Love the director.
Yeah,
can't wait.
Like I said, that scene with the hand just looked incredible.
Yeah, that's how it was from the night, because it's basically a reboot of the same movie. But what I like about it is it's a reboot of something that you can watch the one from 1922 and still appreciate this one too at the same time. When I say do reboots, it's okay to do reboots from back in 1930s movies and stuff like that. What I hate is when you do movies from 1995 or movies from 2007. And it's like, man, it's so close together. It's so close together.
Yeah. But no, yeah, this is almost 100 years or over 100 years?
Over 100 years. So I was like, okay, I get that.
The reboot is warranted.
Yeah,
you
that's
can
warranted.
Update it. And as long as you still capture the same feel and emotions as the original,
which it complete does.
Looking at Robert Eggers' filmography is literally all of his movies have been slam dunks, right? The Witch,
Northman, and The Lighthouse.
Lighthouse, yeah, they've all been really great artsy kind of films too, in a way. So it's in good hands. It's in very good hands. Even watching this trailer, I was like, damn, maybe I should go and watch the original first and then do a comparison. Maybe we'll do a Have You Seen This on Nosferatu.
Yeah, I think I seen it a long time ago in school.
This segment sponsored by
the people against vegetarians eating plants. Save the grass, eat some ass.
So James Gunn has a movie coming out. I don't know if anybody else knows about it. It's called Superman.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, never heard of it either. It's supposed to be about some guy who can fly around, comes from a strange planet, and he saves people. So, yeah, I'm just joking. I'm joking. I know crickets. It's all good. But yeah, recently some set photos have been released from the new Superman film. They're filming it in Cleveland, Ohio, the birthplace of Superman. So they've been filming it downtown.
Probably the only good thing that happens in Ohio.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of good things come from Ohio.
I mean, they got a championship a long time ago with LeBron.
A lot of serial killers from Ohio, I believe.
I wasn't going to go that far, but okay, I wasn't going to go that route.
I was just saying.
But yeah, they've been shooting a whole bunch of film set photos, and I guess it's like a disaster area. So I guess like some big action sequence is supposed to go down. So that's why you've been seeing all this influx of so many pictures. And we get a chance to see the suit, David Cornsweat in the suit. It's a better look at the picture.
It looks bright. It looks very Christopher Reeves.
Yeah, very vibrant. I loved it. I loved every last bit of it. I know some people are bitching about the shitty wear draws or shitty not wear draws.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, you kidding me with this, right? I like the way James Gunn did it. It's not like totally Speedo.
Yeah.
It's more like
short shorts.
Short shorts? Shorts in a way?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't
Let's see if I can pull them up.
Yeah. Because it doesn't look crazy looking. You know, because I will admit, to see him in like tight Speedos would have been a little bit wild in 2024. But also, too, you understand the fact that it's comic books. It's the comic book. He's trying to go for a look that's decent to the comic books. Yeah, man. Yeah, he looks great. Oh, man. Oh, man, Jacob. He looks awesome.
And, you know, of course, when they do this in post, they're going to CGI it up a little bit.
Exactly.
They'll clean it up and whatnot. They might even take the color out of it a little bit. It might not be as bright as it is on the final production.
I know people are saying that the suit still looks a little baggy. I said, you guys do understand that this guy has to walk around in this suit all freaking day long.
And again, that's something they can clean up in post.
I was just about to say, they can clean it up in post. So don't worry about what the suit looks like.
Oh, there's Perry White.
Yep, that's the pictures. You got Perry White, Lois. You had Jimmy Olsen in there. You had Cat Grant. Basically, the whole Daily Planet.
And then Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific. And you know what I also learned too, which Mr. Terrific looks great too, by the way. I know one of our friends, he said he thought he looked silly, but I'm like, it's comic book accurate. You know, what I want to say?
I don't necessarily think he looks silly. I just think there's not much else to the Mr. Terrific outfit, right? It's just the T on the face and the biker jacket.
Exactly.
What else can you do?
And you know what I want to say too as well? To the people that think that I'm not talking about our Pacific friend, because you know I get where he's coming from, but to the people that think that this looks silly, Superman looks silly, he has underwear on, I can almost pinpoint every cartoon character, superhero that looks ridiculous in live action. Well, everything looks ridiculous.
Yeah, they're cartoon superheroes, right?
Exactly. I think Batman looks ridiculous.
Spider-Man looks ridiculous.
Spider-Man looks ridiculous. Like, a guy that's running around with a webbed head.
Yeah, for all the crap they give the original X-Men movies for doing the black suits, if you would have gave them the comic suits, like they would have looked silly.
They would look crazy.
You know, like even the end of was it Days of Future Past or Apocalypse? I think when they show the lineup and they're all in the comic accurate suits. Yeah, it does look silly. It's supposed to be silly.
It's supposed to be silly. You know who else looks silly? A purple dude with a gauntlet on his hand. Yeah. That looks crazy. Yeah. Deadpool. That looks crazy. Yeah. A guy with swords in his back with a red suit on with his eyes enhances and it doesn't enhance. Yeah. Now, Wolverine. See, they think they slick. See, everyone thinks you're going to have him without his mask on because you know why?
It's going to look stupid the whole movie.
It's going to look stupid He's
going to wear it for like 5 minutes of the film. And they might even make it a joke. Honest, knowing Deadpool, exactly, they'll make it a joke, and then he'll throw it off. Marvel has a habit of doing that too. Like especially when the Marvel Netflix stuff was going on, I think everyone they made a point in putting them in the original outfit, and then someone stating how dumb it looked, and then they would go back to looking how they looked in the show. Yeah, and they've done it. I think they've done it in a couple of the movies or whatever as well. Like they have a good habit of doing that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. There's other ways you can make the costume without making it look too complicated, but then you don't want to strip everything away from that cartoon character where it doesn't even feel like that character anymore. Like, as much as I've loved the grounded version of Batman, I am kind of getting tired of seeing a grounded Batman. It's like, the dude, he runs on top of rooftops all day.
Yeah.
At night long.
And really, I mean, the only way to even like make Superman's look more serious is maybe give him like the futuristic outfit he had and was the animated series or Justice League when they show the future. And he's got like the black suit with the like the white S.
But it just takes away. But then that just takes away from everything.
Yeah, it makes it more dull.
Yeah, it makes it more dull. You know, it's like James Gunn is. You know, he said he's doing this for his dad. You know, he loves Superman, and I love that he's passionate about it. You know, he wants to take it back to a better time. Well, I ain't gonna say a better time in life, but a better time when superheroes wasn't as toxic. Yeah. The fandom wasn't as toxic. You know, you didn't get crazy superhero movies every freaking summer. Yeah. You didn't get 5 superhero movies every summer.
But you know what it is? It's David Cornsweet is going to be the Tom Holland to.
Oh, you know it.
I forgot his damn name. Tom Holland to the last guy who was Superman. Henry Cavill.
Oh, Henry Cavill, yeah.
Okay, David Cornsweet is going to be the Tom Holland to Henry Cavill's Andrew Garfield.
Mm-hmm.
Right. People will disagree with me on that, but
I don't think
my personal opinion is Andrew Garfield made a great Spider-Man.
Yeah,
not so much of Peter Parker, but a great Spider-Man.
I actually liked him as Peter Parker.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's a rare opinion.
I liked him as Peter Parker.
Yeah, I thought he was fine as well. It's just, I know most people really didn't care for him as Peter. But anyway, he made a great Spider-Man. Henry Cavill made a great Superman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, up until David Cornsweet, you could say Henry Cavill was like the quintessential Superman actor almost, right? So now you're going to have people who are like, David Cornsweet's not my Superman. Henry Cavill's my Superman. Henry Cavill got screwed over a lot.
He did.
With the whole DCU stuff.
We all agree on that.
So there's going to be some toxicity and anger there.
Oh, yeah.
To the new actor.
Of course.
So until this movie comes out and really shows everyone how good of an actor David Cornsweet is as Superman. And then also, too, everyone's also kind of nervous about the addition of other superheroes in this because, like, how much screen time is Superman going to have to share with Mr. Terrific or what the Authority and like whatever other characters they're having here?
Well, I mean, it looks like there's 2 different type of cast of cast. So you have his Daily Planet cast, and you have his alien family. So I look at it like this: the Daily Planet, you know, you got Perry White, Jimmy Olsen, Cat Grant, Lombard. Those will make up the comedy aspect of Superman, of Clark Kent's life, his normal life. Yeah, it's Clark Kent. Picture him with the curly hair.
Yeah,
which I like that.
I do. I think that's a nice touch. Like not only does he take off the glasses, he does like gel up his hair.
Mm-hmm. I like that. So they make up the normality of his life. You know, he's not a Superman. He's just a nerd.
Yeah,
this is a bumbling idiot. But then you have Superman. You have his alien life, where you got Hawk Girl, Mr. Terrific. What was that? Metamorpho. Oh, Metamorpho. I'm sorry.
I was trying to think of his name too. I almost said Amazo a while ago.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's a Metamorpho.
And they make up his alien life. So I think it kind of works both ways. Hopefully they won't be in there too much. I think Mr. Terrific might have the most screen time, which I'm kind of okay with because he got screwed over in First Class.
You mean Arrow?
That actor, yeah. No, the actor that's
playing
he's
Darwin in First Class.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Darwin was a cool character.
He was a really cool character. I hated he died.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Which, you know, if you're a good writer, they could always bring that character, or they could have. Yeah. They could have always brought that character back. His power was adapting. You could have easily brought him back at any point.
So I thought that was so crazy to me. But that's another story too. Because I have a lot of thoughts on that movie.
So what's up with this picture here? This dude with the U. Is he a villain or is he?
Yeah, that's fine. Because I didn't. This is the only part I didn't want to talk about because it was the villain part. But that's cool. I don't know. I don't know who this person is. I don't know who he could be. I don't want to keep speculating. I know Zach might email us and tell us who he thinks it is, but he's already told me he's not gonna keep sending me pictures because he doesn't want the movie to be spoiled for me, which I appreciate. I did see that Rick Flag's father is in the movie as well.
Oh, really?
Played by the guy that played what's his name, Bone Crusher, and not Bone Crusher. I'm thinking about the rapper. What's that guy's name that was in The Purge? And he was also in Captain America, Winter Soldier. I forgot that guy's name. He's playing Rick Flag Sr. And there's a picture of him in there too.
Joe Manganiello.
No, that's not him. I'll dig it up. I guess.
No, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Frank Grillo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even a James. What am I doing? Yeah. Frank Grillo.
Yeah, Frank Grillo. He was in Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And he was also in, what's that movie? Purge.
Yeah.
He was in 2 Purges.
Yeah. He was kind of the only recurring character in the Purge franchise.
He was.
Really.
He really was.
Yeah.
I think he was kind of a cool character.
He was.
So I'm curious to see where his whole stake lies in Superman, which that's one spoiler I hate they gave away because he's going to be in the new cartoon movie, the new cartoon show that James Gunn has coming out.
Oh.
So it's like, that's the only thing I hate when these set photos leak.
Yeah.
That was one photo.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta be careful with the set photos.
Yeah, that photo they really could have kept under wraps.
Yeah.
So, I won't say any more about anything else, but I just want to talk about the suit a little bit and people's overreaction about the suit.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't like the suit, like you said, you're coming in already saying that you don't like James Gunn or anything that he does.
Because the thing is, the DC Universe fandom is kind of divided when it comes to these live action movies.
Mm-hmm.
So like you had people who were very much into the Snyderverse and what Snyder was trying to do, and then
for better or worse,
for if you like Snyder or if you didn't, he got screwed over.
He did
with his plan.
I
He got
totally
massively screwed over.
Totally agree
with what he had planned.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
And so for James Gunn to come in and kind of erase all that and start anew, people do feel angry about that.
Oh yeah,
and some of it is kind of warranted, but also it's the business. It's the movie business. Like it's not going to be the first franchise that gets stuck in its tracks. It's going to happen regardless. It's always going to happen. You just kind of have to accept it and move on. And if you're really angry, just don't watch the movie.
Just don't watch the movie.
Don't support the franchise.
I just don't feel the need that you have to have all this vitriol and spit all this hatred towards something. I was like, I just don't even care.
Yeah.
Like Scream, I'm not going to watch the new Scream that comes out.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that young lady was done horribly wrong.
Yeah.
To just get booted out.
Yeah.
Just like that over some comments that she made.
Yeah.
Towards the protesting. So I'm like, there's ways of going about business.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill's just fine. Zack Snyder's just fine. Everybody's going to be okay. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah. There's going to be another Superman in 10 years. It's fine. It's the way these things go. It's only a moment.
Exactly.
It's only a fraction of our life. Yeah. Go outside. Look at the sky. Touch some grass. Well, on that note, I believe that's kind of all we have today.
I think so.
Hey, if you want to email us, you can email us at onthegopod2023@gmail.com. Send us some voice messages. Send us your love and affection towards us, please. We love to hear it. You can also find us on Instagram at onthego with Jacob and James. It's all one word. You can find me on Instagram at jacobdantone.audio. You can find James on Instagram at
James9794.
Also, you can find us on YouTube. It's On The Go with Jacob and James as well. We got episodes coming out every Monday and Friday, and Wednesdays and Sundays we'll have excerpts of our episodes come out. So if you miss a full episode, you can check out the small 10-minute bit and then check out the rest later. You do whatever you want to do. But without further ado, I'm on the go. James is on the go. We're all on the go.